Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Everybody good? Sound okay? All right. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for having me today. So today I wanted to share with you the vision of Atomy and my road to success, kind of mix it up. I want to share with you a little bit about my story and encourage a lot of you who are in here today. I know that there are many different videos that you can attend and watch, and I think that we're blessed to have so many media outlets and sources for Atomy, Channel Atomy, all over the world right now. Atomy Singapore, thank you for inviting me, and all the members here, thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So good to see you all. I wish I was there in person so I can see all you, meet all you, and eat all the delicious food there in Singapore, but I'm here. So I think this is also pretty amazing because through this situation, we've been able to grow the business even more. A lot of people have been in the very beginning stages worried that, with this COVID situation, maybe this will impact our business in a negative way. But I have seen it impact our business in a very positive way. I've seen many groups come together, build new consumers, and we're able to meet online. We're able to meet in the comfort of our home, and we're able to kind of make the schedule and make the timing more convenient for all the members and all the leaders and all the new consumers. So I'm really excited for this time. It's always about what you do and how you do it, in the situation that you're in. So today, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for spending the time coming to this room and coming to this meeting to learn about Atomy. My goal today is to simply share with you the steps that I took and kind of remind you of the dreams that you may have, right? So I'm going to jump into my slide. As we see this, it says dream and goals, right? So I bet you everybody's had big, right, dreams, or a dream big, they say. And I'm sure that each one of you, when you were young, you had that imagination of wanting to be a certain job or to get a certain place in life, right? So for example, when you're a child, think about what kind of dreams did you have, right? When you ask a child this, they may think of different random things. They won't say, I want to be a firefighter, in the very beginning stages. Sometimes they'll use their imagination, and what will they say? They'll say, I want to be a dinosaur, right? They'll say, I want to be something that they can't obtain, right? But at the same time, their imagination's running wild and they want to be able to do these things and they believe that they can do it, right? So I believe that that's something that is very important and crucial for us too. So I believe that everybody in this room, you have a dream, you have a goal, and you desire to get to a place in life, and you dream about it, you plan it, and then you try to do those things to get to that place. But then we run into some walls. We have to make choices. And a lot of people, when they run into this, they think about, what is it that I have to do? And then they run into having to make choices in their life. Do I have to take route A? Do I have to go to B? Wherever it is that you have to go to. But in this situation that you're in, you have to make choices that will determine your future. So what I want to encourage you all today is, what is it that you want to achieve? There are big things that we can talk about, but for me, it was financial freedom and time. So I wanted to be able to become financially free, and at the same time, I wanted to be able to have my own time, be my own boss. What does that mean? That means that I can go to places when I want to, and I will be able to do those things because I am financially independent to do so. And that was a dream that I had. Can I get a raise of hands of individuals if that's something that you dreamt of? Yes, yes. Yeah, exactly. And success can look very different to a lot of people. But what I want to share is this. If you're able to take care of your loved ones in a manner that doesn't give you stress, then I believe that that is a very positive thing. For example, if your parents are sick or if your child needs to go to get a special education, whatever it is, then wouldn't it be nice that you don't have to worry about the capital, the money to take care of those things? And I think that's when we are able to say that we are successful. Or another thing is, we're able to meet people when we want. that means that we're not tied down to a certain location, certain job, or whatever it may be, because our money is working for us. And those are the things that I think a lot of individuals want to strive to accomplish, but it takes good choices. And during this path, when we're walking, whatever choices that you make will determine the future, but we have the freedom to continue to change our choices, right? We're able to develop, grow, and make choices that are going to go beyond what we think. And at that time, you know, we can make good choices or poor choices, whatever it may be, and we are emotionally tied to them. And sometimes we say, wow, this choice that I made, it brings me joy, right? Look how colorful and beautiful this photo is, right? Just the photo alone, it brings a smile to your face, right? It's a very joyful, it's a very energetic, powerful image. And the thing is, everything that we do, it doesn't always end like that. Sometimes the choices that we make, and I'm talking about our choices when we choose to do Atomy or whatever it is that you're striving to do. And in my choices that I made in Atomy, for me, when I chose to do Atomy, this is what I felt like, right? Whenever I first met Atomy, whenever I first found out about the products, this is what I felt like. I had a big smile on my face and I said, yes, this is amazing. This is something that I can do. And this is something that will inevitably bring me success. And this is how I felt. But then there are times when you're going through this process, walking through these steps, you may come into despair, and it's totally different, right? And you're really upset, you're really sad, you're emotionally down because there are things that happen that you have no control over, or things just don't go the way that you planned. And this is the reality that we are in. So a lot of you here today, I'm sure you started Atomy and you're continuing to do Atomy because you're persevering to push through. And that is the point that I want to drive home today, because a lot of you, whatever that you do, you're going to want to quit, right? You may want to quit, but just because you want to quit, you can't quit. So for example, if you really desire to accomplish a certain thing in life, there is no such thing as an easy way to get to that point. If you want to be an athlete, right? There's no way that an athlete training to be a soccer player or a baseball player, whatever it is, an Olympic athlete, whatever it may be, they are not happy every single day training. But what is it that they're doing? They're doing the necessary things every single day to get to that point in life where we can say that it is the place that we want to get to, right? The success. And it takes daily planning, actions, and perseverance. And whenever I started Atomy in the very beginning stages, people told me this. They said, you will not be successful. Have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard people say, oh, there's no way that you can become successful in Atomy, right? Because Atomy to them is just another MLM. So Atomy to them is just another MLM is a statement that I use because so many individuals do not understand the beyond, do not understand the inner workings of Atomy. So whenever people ask this question, how do you respond? If they say, oh, Atomy, that's just another MLM, it's the same thing. How do you respond, right? And this is how I respond. I say, you know, you may be right. And I ask them, I say, so what's a MLM? You know, why do you believe that a MLM may be good or bad? Can you tell me the pros and cons of what you believe? And every single time, each individual that I talk to has a preconceived idea of the stereotypical pyramid style scammy MLM. What is it? There's a registration fee. They demand you buy products to get started in the business, and then you have to continue to buy products every single month. These things. And then whenever I say, you know, Atomy doesn't do these things. We don't say you have to buy this and buy that. No, those aren't the things that we discuss. And I say, you know, Atomy is free to sign up. You don't have to pay for anything. Atomy is free. And within this system, you can choose to buy whenever you want. You're not required to buy anything. And whenever I talk to individuals with these things, they start to understand that, oh, Atomy is different. Okay, this is kind of different. And the time and place that we're in right now is a perfect place to be. Why? We have so many opportunities to do business, but there are so many obstacles to do business. So what do I mean by that? That means most all businesses require capital, right? So if you want to do the e-commerce route, right? If you want to do affiliated marketing, if you want to do online marketing, if you want to do drop shipping, whatever it may be, these things that you're doing require you to do what? To put up the capital that you need. And in this situation that we're in, it's not just about that, because Atomy, it's free to start. All right. So we have out of 3, 1 taken care of. What's the second one? There are always 3 things that you have to take care of to make sure that your business that you're doing will become successful. The second one is, what are you going to sell? Who are you going to sell it to? Right? This is what I had to brainstorm when starting this business, because there are so many different business opportunities, right? So even if you want to sell clothes, or if you want to open a restaurant, you have to decide, what kind of clothing am I going to sell? What kind of food am I going to sell? You're going to have to market wherever you're in. So your target market has to be big, right? For example, if you are living in Korea, I bet you $1 million that Korean food will be more successful in Korea than if you do Mexican food, right? Because the population here is Korean, right? So your target market, if you chose to do Mexican style food in Korea, then your target market would diminish. It'd be small. Only individuals who want to eat Mexican food will be able to come to your restaurant. So that's the same thing in Atomy. That's why Atomy, we have what? We have everyday necessities, products that everybody needs, products that everybody uses, and at prices that everybody feels that it is affordable. So what did I just answer here? I just showed you that your target market in Atomy is very, very large. How large is it? It's everybody who brushes their teeth. So let me get a raise of hands. Did you brush your teeth today? If you brushed your teeth, raise your hand. Oh, look at all these hands not going up. I can see. So you didn't brush your teeth, huh? All these hands not going up. You got to go brush your teeth, okay? Even if you don't want to, you have to brush your teeth. So in order to brush your teeth, what do you need? You need a toothbrush and a toothpaste. So you need these products, right? And these are everyday necessities. This means that everybody that you come in contact with will be a potential customer, as long as you can satisfy what? The price and quality. So how easy is that? You see what I just did? I just answered the question of Business 101. Who are you going to market your products to? Everybody. How so? Because the quality is high enough that individuals who can buy luxury brands will be able to buy Atomy. The price is low enough where people who want high quality but can't afford it can still participate. So that's the beauty of Atomy. You're able to target market everybody. So therefore, your ability to succeed therefore grows exponentially. And then there's a beautiful part, the third part. The third part is management and duplication. So in a business, you are always limited to your vicinity, to your location, to your target market, and your personal ability. That's where everybody hits the wall. So if you're not very good at certain things, then you're going to hit the wall because you are limited to your personal ability. But in Atomy, the beautiful part is what? That other people's ability become your ability. This means that you can leverage off of other people's ability. So imagine what I'm saying. If you're in university and you're in a classroom and you're taking a test, whenever you take that test, your score is dependent on whose ability? Your ability, right? Your score on that test is dependent on your ability, your test-taking aptitude, right? So if you're able to obtain a lot of information and you're able to answer those questions correctly, you get a good grade. But let's say that you're not a very good learner in terms of just listening to a lecture. You need a hands-on. You're a hands-on learner, but your class and the tests that you're taking, they're not hands-on. They're just regurgitating information and memorizing information. Then are you going to do well on that test? Most likely, no, you will not do well on that test because you lack the ability to do that test well, right? So in business, it's the same thing, okay? In business, your business is limited to your ability, your product, and your management and managerial skills. That's where it's limited to. But the beauty of Atomy is this. In this business, you are not limited to yourself. You're limited to what you desire to put in. right? So it's an effort-based system, not an ability-based system. If you put in the effort to meet 10 people today and to talk to them about the basics of Atomy and how Atomy can bring them success in terms of value in product and value in business, then you are what? Leveraging your ability to succeed with that person. Because if you only know 10 people, but that person knows 100 people, then those individuals will be able to then what? Work with you, and everything that they do becomes yours. You see what I mean? But people don't understand this concept. Since they don't understand this concept, they do not understand why and how you can become successful. So a lot of people told me, Jew, you're not going to become successful. There's no way you're going to succeed in Atomy. I don't care what Atomy is. It can be the next new whatever, but you're not going to succeed because it's a MLM, right? That's what they told me. And I said, listen, whether Atomy is a MLM or not, it doesn't matter, because a business is a business. A brick and mortar or online business, whatever it means, a business is a business. So can you tell me what a business is? I asked them. I said, can you tell me what a business is and why one business will be successful and the other not? And they couldn't answer me. They said, they just mumbled. And I said, listen, business is simple. If you make lots of consumers, you get rich. If you don't, you close the door. It's very simple. Business 101, right? So why do stores close? Why do businesses go bankrupt? Because they don't have consumers. They don't have people willing to use their product because their product is not giving people value. It's very simple. So I said, listen, I used Atomy. I liked it. And my wife used Atomy and she loved it. So I gave them this comparison. I said, listen, my wife went to the department store to buy a deep cleanser. Okay. She bought a deep cleanser that was really expensive, right? You guys know that story if you've heard this, right? So I'll briefly tell you this story. So when I first got married, my wife told me she needed a deep cleanser. I did not know what a deep cleanser was, right? Men in the audience, did you know what a deep cleanser was before meeting Atomy? Yes, yes, or no? No, right? I thought a deep cleanser was soap. Very simple, very, very, very naive of me. I thought, okay, my wife, she just wants soap. No problem, I can buy her soap. And I bought lots of soap before, right? 3 for $5 is the price of bar soap that I'm used to. So I thought my wife, she just wanted bar soap. So I said, okay, honey, no problem. I'll buy you soap. So we went in the car and started driving. And she said, we need to go to the department store, to the mall. And I said, to buy soap? Why go to the mall to buy soap? So we went to the mall and she started showing me the products that she wanted to buy. And I did not understand that soap could be so expensive. The first store we went to was $70 for a bottle of deep cleanser. How much? $70, right? But this is when we were newlyweds. So I didn't express my shock. I just said, $70. All right. But remember, honey, never buy it from the first store. We have to go to the next store to see if we can get a better product for you. What does that mean? A better product for you? Cheaper for my pocketbook, right? So I went to the next store, and the next store, again, it was even more expensive. It was $90. And then we ended up buying a $110 deep cleanser. How much? You see my eyes getting big? Yeah, $110. And this was because my wife said that most people her age use this, and she did a research online showing that this was a very good product to use. I said, okay. She bought it. She used it. I watched her use it for 2 weeks, and I was not satisfied with the results. I didn't even use it, but I wasn't satisfied with the results. Why? Because every time she went into the restroom, her eyes were white, but when she came out, it turned red. Why? Because when she was removing her mascara, it was giving her irritation. So I said, $110 product can't even get rid of mascara. This is not good, right? So we went to my mother-in-law's, and when we went to my mother-in-law's, she forgot to bring her $110 deep cleanser, and she had to use what was available at the house. And what was available at the house? Lo and behold, it was Atomy deep cleanser. But when my wife used it, she came out of the restroom, and I was literally shocked, because when she went into the restroom, her eyes were white, and when she came out, they were even clearer. It was beautiful. I said, honey, honey, what'd you use? And she showed me what she used. She said, I use this product. And it said Atomy on it. And I didn't care about the product, right? All I wanted to know was it good? And she told me it was twice as good. And when she told me it was twice as good, do you know what I did? I ran away. Why did I run away? Because I didn't want her to ask me to buy that for her. Why? Because if the other product was $110 and this one is twice as good, how much do you think this one is? I thought it was going to be like $200. $200. That's what I thought. So I didn't want to buy that for her. So I ran away. But my wife did the research and she showed me that this product was less than $15 a bottle at the time, right? And I was shocked. And at the time you can buy 4 at a time, and it dropped the price even more to less than about $9 a bottle. So I asked her to use this product for the rest of her life, right? That was it. Now, why did I do that? It's a very logical decision. I did that because A, the user of the product was satisfied. The user was using a $110 product before meeting Atomy, but this less than $15 product satisfied her need of a deep cleanser, and it passed the test of removing the makeup. And then it satisfied me. Why? Because the quality was satisfied by my wife and the price was satisfied by me, because I didn't want to pay $110 for soap. I just wanted to pay the least amount possible. But I had to also, I couldn't just buy my wife a bar of soap and say, hey, use this $3 soap, use this $10 soap. I can't say that. Why? Because she's the one using it and it needs to be satisfied. So you see the magic here? The quality satisfied my wife and the price satisfied my pocketbook. So therefore I was sold. I knew I could use this and market this for everybody. But people would not agree with me. They said, no, there's no way. There's no way that you're going to be successful. Well, lo and behold, I pushed through and that's me. So can you see this beautiful photo of me, my wife, and guess who that is? That's Bryce, my firstborn. Okay, that's my son. So that's us at a local education center. So look at how tiny that little place is. That was my first education center that I was a member of. I wasn't a center leader. I was a member of that center. Okay, and when I first started the business, I went up in rank and became a sales master, and I never went to an education center or did anything like that. Now, this kind of goes against the old philosophy of having to go to the center and do these things. But guess what? I can say I told you so. Why? Because COVID, you can't go to the center right now. With COVID, can you go to the center? Everybody has to go to the center and has to do the meetings, and you have, no. You can do everything online, and that's exactly what I did. I had this understanding that, listen, I need to build my business, and my business needs to be built strategically, and that's exactly what I did. And as I became a sales master, I started to build, and then I structured it in a way where I can grow my partners. And that photo is me and my wife when we became a diamond master. We became a diamond master about 1.5 years into the business. Actually that's a photo of me when I was a sales master, I think, because Bryce, that's Diamond Master. So as you see this photo, I carried my son everywhere for about 10 months. So as soon as my son was born, after 45 days, I took my wife and my son and we went recruiting everywhere. Why? Why did I do this? So remember, this is my story of road to success, okay? So maybe this isn't what you want to hear. Maybe you're saying, oh, that's so much hard work. Well, listen, without hard work, you're not going to be able to accomplish anything, right? You need to do what's needed to become successful. So for me, I was in Korea and I was a foreigner in Korea. As a foreigner in Korea, I did not have a lot of personal contacts. So I had to what? I had to meet my wife's contacts. And it would be really weird of me to meet them on my own, right? I can't say, hey, hi, Nadi's friend, Jason, or whatever, or Jasmine. Hi, this is Nadi's husband. Can we meet for coffee? you know, it was just odd for me to be able to do that. So I had to bring her along. So I had to say, all right, honey, I need you to make 3 meetings for me tomorrow. All right. And then I need you to try to make 2 meetings for me every single day so we can start building this business. And I told her this while she was pregnant. Okay. And my wife did not have the most easy pregnancy. She had very bad morning sickness. So when my wife was 1 month pregnant, all right, so about 4 weeks in, 6 weeks in, about 7 weeks in, I said, we have to do this business. And I told my wife, I have no contact, so I need you to do this for me. And she had really bad morning sickness, so she would, right, about 30 times a day. I'm serious. Even just the slightest scent would upset her. The slightest scent of anything would just upset her. But I remember, you know, she went to the toilet and she wasn't feeling well. So I was patting her back and I said, honey, are you okay? Are you feeling okay? You know? And she looks at me and she's like, I'm feeling better, you know, because I was comforting her, right? So she thought I was comforting her. So I was really comforting her though, right? And as soon as she said she was okay, I said, all right, honey, we got to go. I was like, how many meetings did you make today? And then she looked at me, right? She gazed at me and she said, Ju, do you love me or do you love Atomy? Right? She literally said that to me. She said, Ju, do you love me or do you love Atomy? And I knew exactly what she was feeling and I feel bad. But I said, honey, I love you so much. That's why we have to do Atomy. Or else we're going to be poor, honey. You know, that's what I said. We got to do Atomy because we're going to be able to accomplish our dreams with this business. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity and we need to get started as soon as we can. And I was very fortunate enough to be able to persuade my wife and she said, okay. And, you know, because of this situation, we're able to come this far because of my wife. So I thank her very much. But that's the situation, right? So this photo of us is very significant to me because this shows that through hard work and perseverance, you can become successful. Now, a lot of you may think, you know, no, there's something different about you. Maybe you knew a lot of people, you're a superstar, you can do this and do that. No, okay? The first month of Atomy, when I did Atomy, the first month, I literally worked my butt off. I literally worked 10 hours a day. I would prep, watch videos, call people, set up meetings, go meet them, sell product, 10 hours a day, literally 10 hours a day, okay? And I was so passionate about Atomy. I did that every single day for 30 days. And I got my first commission. Do you know how much I got? You know how much my first commission was for 10 hours a day, 30 days? 10 hours a day, 30 days. That's 300 hours. 300 hours. I got $73.30. $73.30. I think that breaks down to about 25 cents an hour. That was my first commission. And I was so happy and ecstatic about that. You know why? Because I understood that commission will what? Will grow exponentially because the consumers that I built will grow and grow. And sure enough, the first month I only made $73.50, but the next month I made $140, and then another $140, and then another $140, and then the next month I made $0. So there was 1 month I didn't make any commission at all, even after doing that. You know why? Because I didn't know how to do the business and I was only selling. And I ran out of people to sell to, and everything that I was selling at the time was only skincare, right? I was only selling skincare because that had the highest PV, right? I just cared about PV. So don't do what I did. So I wasn't making just true consumers who need laundry detergent, toothpaste, toothbrush. No, I was just selling skincare because that had the highest PV. I needed to make lots of PV. So what happened was, as soon as I ran out of contacts, and as soon as I didn't have anywhere else to go to, I didn't have any repurchases. Why? Because it takes a few months to use the skincare. You don't buy skincare every single month, right? So that month I didn't have any sales. But then I thought to myself, I said, okay, I need to go back then All right, so listen to this part, okay? You need to go back to your consumers and you need to what? You need to show them that there are more than just one product and get them switching over to Atomy. Not just one product, but the value of the business and the value of the product, getting them understanding. And then as soon as I started to do that, my income started to jump and I became a diamond master. And I became a sales master, of course, at first. And after becoming a sales master, I never once lost sales mastership. I became auto sales master and continued to build and build. And then I became a diamond master and so on. And that's the beautiful part about this business. You're not doing it alone. And the part that I want to share is this is what happened now. So everybody, maybe you know this photo, you know this picture. This was our last Success Academy, right? It was an amazing event. Just the new auto building and the new facility. I wish you can all come and see it. I bet you all want to come see it, right? It's amazing. The studio and everything. And this is what happened. Continuing to build, continuing to grow and persevere through this business, I was able to become a Leaders Club member, and I've been in the Leaders Club making hundreds of thousands of dollars for more than, I think, 5 years now, right? So Atomy has changed my life. I was able to do these things not because I'm special, but because Atomy is special, and because Atomy is this special gift that has been given to us to do these things. So I kind of wanted to review with you, how did I do it and what makes me different than others, or what makes you different than others? And I really did brainstorm this. I was thinking about, what can I say to the Singapore members? I don't want this lecture to be some real stale, strict, I want it to be interactive and fun, but at the same time, I want to be able to leave you with value, And I thought about it. And lesson 1 for me in life, let me tell you. So growing up, before graduating high school, I moved schools about 10 times. So I don't know if anybody's been in that situation, but as a youngin', moving schools is not fun. I don't know if you've ever tried that out, right? But moving school means you have to make new friends. You have to adjust to the new environment. You have to do so many things. And I moved schools 10 times before graduating high school. So think about that, right? 10 times before graduating high school. So that's about a different school a year. And at that time, my personality was not like, maybe a lot of you look at me and think that I have an extroverted personality, right? I'm really outgoing and, life of the party, things like that. No, I'm the total opposite. I'm very introverted. I like to be alone. I like to just be by myself and read in a corner where nobody bothers me. So Atomy does not fit my personality well, right? So a lot of you say, oh, Atomy doesn't fit me personally. It doesn't work for me because my personality is this, that doesn't matter. You can still become successful because I did, right? And in junior high, I had this special experience, okay? I was very lonely. It was a new school. I was the only, pretty much the only Asian there. So I moved to Prattville, Alabama. So if you know anything about the United States and you know where Alabama is, think about a country town in Alabama where there are no minorities. And this was what, 20 years ago, right? So way different world that we're living in now. But I was literally the only Korean out of 1,500 kids, the only Asian. There were 2 other Asians that I remember, okay? But they were adopted. They were adopted by white parents, okay? So I don't consider them Korean. So why I say this is this, because their parents had no issues interacting with other parents, right? So the parents, whenever you have kids, the parents interact and bring the kids together, right? That's usually how it works. My parents could not speak English. right? So I was in this situation where I had a very difficult time adjusting because my personality was very introverted. I was very shy, and I was not very confident in myself because everybody made fun of me all the time, right? Because of the way that I looked and so on and so forth. So in this situation, I was really lonely and I really wanted to make friends, but I was too shy to approach them. So I started to pray, right? So I'm a Christian, and so this is how silly my prayers were. I would sit in the corner of recess and I say, God, please let the next ball roll over here so I can catch the ball and I can throw it back and they can see me and we can make eye contact and he'll smile at me and then we can be friends. That's how I would pray because I was too shy to try to approach them, right? So if you think about it, that's kind of sad, right? So don't cry. You don't need to cry. It's okay, right? So I thought about that and then I prayed and prayed, but no ball would roll my way. A ball didn't roll. I said, Lord, am I in the wrong location? So I said, let me move over there then. So I moved to a different location and then I waited. And still no ball would roll. And nobody came to talk to me, you know. And I was desperate. But then I had this epiphany, this moment of enlightening or God speaking to me. He said, Jew, you know how to speak English. You have legs. Stand up, go over there and talk to them. And you know, you would say, oh, great. What a enlightening moment. No, I got very mad when I thought that. I said, you think I'm dumb? You don't think I know that? I said that to God, right? I said, you think I'm stupid? You think I don't know that? Of course I can stand up and go over there and talk to them. But I don't want to because I'm afraid of getting rejected again, right? So have you ever felt like that? You know what to do. You know how to do it, but you just don't have the courage to do it, right? And that's the situation that I was in. I knew exactly what to do, and I knew what I had to do, but I just didn't have the courage to do it. So that situation was very, very difficult for me. But in that situation, what I learned was this, right? I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and still I was not able to get any balls rolling my way. No one came and talked to me. But I became so desperate because I was so lonely that I finally built up the courage to go talk to them. Now, this is the special part, right? Why did I not go talk to them? I didn't go talk to them because I was afraid of getting rejected, right? I was afraid of getting hurt again. But as soon as I went and talked to them, I said, hey, my name's Jew. What's your name? Just those simple words. I just went up to them and said, hey, my name's Jew. What's your name? And they were shocked. They were like, oh, like something special happened. You know why? Because they thought I didn't speak English. They were also afraid of talking to me because they didn't think that I understood English, and they were in the same situation. And then as soon as this barrier, this inconvenient situation that, you know, we as kids felt was gone, it was like nothing. And I was able to make friends. We were able to have fun. And this situation, there was nothing that we had to worry about. And that's exactly what I tie together to Atomy. A lot of individuals tell me that in Atomy, they're afraid to go talk to people, or they're afraid to do these things. But I learned this lesson when I was in the very beginning stages, you know, of my adolescence. And whenever I went to university, I had no issues with meeting new people. And that's what I want to encourage a lot of you today. So a lot of you today are afraid of reaching out and talking to people because you're afraid that they're going to tell you no, or they're going to think negative of you, or they're going to think that you're a weirdo for doing MLMs, or you're going to be that guy or that gal, right? Who's continuing to come to them and talk to them about these things. But the truth is, everybody wants to have a better life. Everybody wants to become successful. They want to be able to create something that is beyond what they have right now. Would you agree? Yeah. a lot of you guys are in the same situation, and the individuals that are telling you no are the individuals that really don't understand what Atomy is about. That's it. They just don't understand. So what is it that we need to do then? Just like, you know, that epiphany, that moment of truth where I felt God say, go, trust me, and go and talk to them, and it'll be okay, right? And that's what I want to tell you guys. Trust me, go and talk to them. It's going to be okay. They're not going to, even if they reject you, it's because they don't understand. They don't know what it is that you're talking about. So don't worry about what they're going to say, right? Because you don't have control of what they're going to say. You don't have control of what they're going to say. You don't have control of their reaction. All you have control over is you. And you are doing Atomy because you see value, right? You're doing Atomy because you love the products. You're doing Atomy because you love the company, the value, the things that we stand for. And this company stands with you because we are able to, we have a track record and history of all these things. And I want to encourage you, don't worry about what they say, or don't worry about what they are going to say, what you think they're going to say, because you're going to be shocked. Just like when I was shocked, when I went up to those kids and said, hi, my name is Ju, what's your name? They said, hi. And they told me their name, and then we had a great time. Just like this, hey, I want to help you out, you know? Would you be interested in making a few extra bucks? Nobody's just going to say no, you know, oh, what's this new scam? You know, you can talk to them. And that's exactly what I did when I started. And some people are going to say, no, you know, I don't want it. Some people are going to say yes. But everybody is going to be a consumer. There's no way they're not going to be a consumer. Everybody's going to be a consumer. Why? You have to brush your teeth. You have to use toothbrush and toothpaste. You have to shampoo your hair. And these products are everyday necessities that are cheaper and better than what they can get at the local grocery stores, right? Local markets. So you're good to go there. But the next step is the business aspect. Okay. So whenever you have these things, what you need to do is simply absorb everything that you can in Atomy. That's step one. Okay. So in this PowerPoint, it says, do what you know how to do and work on what you don't. But most of all, listen, learn to listen. Okay. What does this mean? Bite your tongue. That means stop talking so much, right? So many people that I talk to, they want to argue and argue and argue. For example, I've had partners where I say, you know, just trust me and just call that person and make that appointment. Okay. And then you know what they say? This is what they say. They say, you know, they're not going to want to meet. They don't want to make an appointment. They're too busy. And then I just say, you know, just trust me and just do what I tell you, right? Just trust me and do it. And they don't listen. They reluctantly listen. Okay, they reluctantly listen, and then they call. But listen to the psychology behind this, right? They call and they say, hey, this is, I'll say me. All right, this is Ju. Are you free to meet Wednesday? You know, I just want to talk to you a little bit about Atomy and this. And then they say, on the other line, they say, oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm too busy. And then you know what they say? They say, oh, okay, thank you. And they hang up, and then they look at me and they yell at me and they say, I told you they're going to say no, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying that people with a negative mentality already predetermine what will happen. They want the no to happen. Subconsciously, they don't even know this, but they want the no to happen. Why do you want to be right about a negative thing, right? So what I'm telling you is this: be positive. Even if they say no, right? The best way to do those kinds of phone calls is to make 2 appointments at the same time. You say, hey, are you free Wednesday at 7 or Friday at 7? You know, which one's better for you? And then they can't weasel their way out of both of them, right? So they'll usually pick one rather than just giving them one date. So this is a special tip for you, okay? So whenever you make that appointment, then you can talk to them about the value of Atomy and so on and so forth. But the simple thing is what? Learn as much as you can, and if you don't know, you need to look for the answer, and then you need to learn how to absorb the answer and grow. And the next part that I want to cover are these 3 points before I go into the Q&A, okay? So Atomy won't fail you. What do I mean? Business, I told you, is simple. A product and service is all we need. If the product and service is good, you have a business model that is sustainable, okay, and growing. Second one, business aspect, we got to check their why. Everybody can do this business. It's a free entry market, which means no money needed, no skills needed, no nothing. So your ability to duplicate this business is very high, okay? So we got that covered, okay? The next one is stability. What I mean by stability, I'm talking about company stability. And I want to quickly touch upon the hemohim and the company stability and the GSGS mentality of Atomy before ending my session, okay? So before jumping to the end, I'm going to review what I said, okay? So I did this business because I had to choose how I'm going to make a living, and I wanted to choose something that would give me freedom from what? Freedom from a 9 to 5. I wanted freedom of time, and then I wanted to do something that was passively able to continue to bring me income, right? So these two things. The next thing, right, that I talked about is why I believe that I was able to become successful. And it was because of my mindset, right? Because of willing to step out of my comfort zone and to do these things. But even though I knew how to do it, and I knew that I had to do it, right? Like my example, I knew that I could go talk to them. I knew that I could go and have that conversation. I already knew that, but I had what? Fear of rejection, and my confidence wasn't high enough. And then you can translate that into this. I didn't want it enough, right? That's how you can translate that. So the inability or the desire not to do something is usually suppressed because your desire to succeed is not as great. So if your desire to succeed is greater than these other things, then you're able to do it, okay? So not until the end, when I was really, really lonely, after my 2 weeks of praying and this and that, I already knew the answers, but then I was just too lonely and I was depressed, and I said, you know, okay, fine. This is my last chance. I'm going to just give it a go. When I became desperate, that's when I woke up and then decided that I was going to go talk to them that day. Same thing, okay? So how hungry are you, right? In Atomy, how hungry are you to succeed, right? If you desire success that much, okay, then you're going to get up and go and do it. You're going to do these things. If it's not as great, then I have one word of advice for you: consistency. Okay. If you don't have that desire and passion inside of you, you can still become successful as long as you strategically manage your day to day. That means make daily goals. Whether it rains or shines, or if you feel happy or sad today, make sure you accomplish those goals. What kind of goals? How many people am I going to talk to today regarding Atomy? How many new consumers am I going to make? How many VODs am I going to watch to learn more? What are you going to do to make sure that your business continues to grow? Even if you feel down, even if you are depressed or sad, whatever it is. If maybe you're a person who has very high up and lows, right? Very high swings. For every individual, you need daily goals, and you need to assess those goals and make sure you get those things done, okay? All right, so I'm going to go into this next section real quick. I'm already 48 minutes in, so I may go a few minutes over, okay? Is that okay? So the next that I want to talk about is our product, okay? Why I said stability on this check mark, right? The last one is stability, okay? So I'm going to talk about this real quickly. So win-win partnership. In Korean, it means 일품 일사의 원칙. That means one product per company. Atomy will continue to give them stability so they can continue to market research and bring down the cost of that product. So these are examples of those products. So here we have our toothbrush that we're also familiar with, right? We have the toothbrush at the price that we have because we're able to provide continuous support for them, which in return brings us products at a very low cost. Next, mentality of Atomy. Atomy ran into hemohim, and then we started sourcing hemohim. But some of you don't know the story behind Hemohim. Hemohim was created. You all know the story behind Hemohim in terms of how it was researched and all these things. But most of you don't know this story, that it went from when Atomy first started selling it, it was 30 packets for 1 month supply. Did you guys know that? For the same price that you're paying right now, you only got 30. So it's half, right? But Atomy, as sales continue to increase the product from 30 to 48 to 54 to 60, right? And they never increased the price of the product. They never increased the price of the product. So that is a mind-blowing thing. That's amazing. That means that with this product, they continue to decrease the price of the product and continue to give us more back. So that's the amazing aspect. That's why Atomy is of value and continues to grow. Okay, and these are some of the patents that you can go in and you can check it out for yourself, right? So you can go in and check out the patent numbers and see what it's actually good for, okay? So check those out. So this is the understanding that you need for what? GSGS. So Atomy is an amazing company because we go into the new markets and we build consumers with leaders who are pioneers. And as those leaders grow in the year 1, year 2, year 3, then they start to flourish, right? So even your leaders in Singapore right now, I see their faces, the Leaders Club members and the Royal Leaders Club members. I guarantee you, ask them, was the first year of Atomy Singapore easy? The answer would be no. It was not easy. I bet you they cried lots of tears and there was lots of heartache and difficulty. Why? Because that's the business of every business. That's how it all structures and works. But after year 1, what happens? The individuals who are pioneers and growers of the company stay. Year 2, company stabilizes, new individuals are added, consumers are added, products become less sold out. Year 3, GSGS and other things start to happen and stability of the market happens. That's the mentality that you need and understanding that you need for every single market that we are opening. So that's for China. Maybe you have downline in China and you're upset that the Chinese market opened, but the products are sold out and this and that. That's normal. That's going to be like that for 1 year, 2 years, and then it'll stabilize, right? Maybe you have partners in Colombia that's about to open. Maybe you have partners all over the world where the market is new. So understand that. And with that understanding, I want you to continue to push forward. And like my example that I gave you, how much do you want it? How much do you desire success? And that will answer that question. Now, we're going to jump into the 3 Q&A questions that we got a lot of questions and we just chose these. And let me try to answer these for you very quickly. Maybe this is one of your questions, okay? Which period of Atomy, okay, life do you consider to be the most difficult and why? So for me, I believe the road from 0 PV to 300K PV is the most difficult stage, right? Because usually you're doing it by yourself, right? But the road to 700K PV to 1.5 million to so on and so forth, it's easy because you're doing the same thing but making more money. So who can tell you otherwise, right? But in the very beginning stages, the 0 PV to 300K PV, that period is, I believe, the most difficult because you're starting to try to see what works, what doesn't work. Maybe you have a different mindset with your sponsor and partners and you're trying to kind of mesh those things together and kind of meet on an even plane and then try to understand the business. And so everything's kind of mingling together. But as you grow more in the company, then you've met all the different kinds of partners you'll ever meet, right? You already know how your sponsor is. These things are already embedded. You already know how the company functions. So it becomes really easy. But it's the very beginning stages, that period that I believe is the very beginning, that very difficult stages, okay? Second one, have you ever felt anxious and frustrated? How did you face it and solve it so that you can continue to persevere? So for me, I grew up in a very abnormal situation, you know. So I wasn't very anxious about Atomy. I wasn't ever really stressed of Atomy because I grew up as a PK. So I don't know if any of you know what that is. PK means pastor's kid, right? And my parents didn't just run a regular church, they church planted. And if you know anything about church planting, it's very difficult. So my mom worked about 2 jobs and she was a pastor. So I saw all the good and bad of human beings at an early age. So whenever I joined Atomy, uh, the human nature did not surprise me. So if you understand that, then I think you'll be good to go. So what I mean by this is you can only control you. Okay. The more you try to control somebody else, the more frustrating things are going to get. Just control you. You do you, and you do you in a good way. Be positive, right? Be encouraging. And as you do these things, that's going to wear on other people. Okay. So that's how I solved it. I stayed positive, and then I didn't really have much stress in those terms, but I have heard, okay, many people being stressed. And most stress that individuals have are relationship based. You and your consumer, you and your partner, you and your sponsor. Whenever you have these things, I believe that it is the best thing to what? Understand the other's perspective and speak with each other with respect and with mutual growth in mind. And you shouldn't have an issue, okay? The next one, how do you get motivated every day? Every day I get motivated because, why? Because I know Atomy is amazing, right? I know, I get excited just thinking about it. I am just so grateful for Atomy. I'm so grateful for that one person who introduced Atomy to me, right? They're the reason why I started Atomy. And I'm so grateful for all these things. So that's what keeps me motivated. Every day I'm motivated to share because I hope that this message today will help somebody on the other end of this lens, right? I hope that this message today will help you become that Leaders Club member, Royal Leaders Club member, that success story in Atomy. And that's what motivates me. My life was changed through Atomy, and I pray and hope that your life on that side of the camera, right? Everybody listening, I hope your life can be impacted in a very positive way in Atomy, okay? So everybody, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for allowing me this time to speak with you. Next time, if I have time, maybe I can speak longer, but it's always a pleasure and a privilege to be able to speak to my fellow leaders. Maybe you're just an agent right now. Maybe you're not even a sales master. It doesn't matter. I remember when I was probably a Sharon Rose master in Leaders Club, and when your leaders were agents, right? Now look at them. They're Royal Masters. They're higher than me. They're Leaders Club members, Royal Leaders Club members, Royal Masters. So it doesn't matter when you start. The beauty of this business is you are your own boss. The only person limiting you to your success is you, okay? So I encourage everybody to keep pushing, keep persevering, don't give up, and do me a favor, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Coach Ju, and I'll be able to upload more videos for you guys, okay? So thank you all for your time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.